So this video is sponsored by Pionex, one of the exchanges I use all the time. It's one of the main crypto brokers to Binance, so the volume is very high. The main thing that sets them apart though is that you can use free trading bots, a variety all designed to benefit from different market behaviours, whether that's up, down or sideways. You'll get 20% off all your trading fees for life with my link in the description. And if you join the Telegram, a lot of us already use it, so if you've got questions we can try and help you out.
Hello everybody, boys and girls. Let's have a look at Bitcoin, and obviously we're going to do the traditional market stuff because that's what we have to do these days, you know. So I'll tell you what, we'll start off with the boring stuff, which is the euro, and the euro came up to so far just literally moments ago to the next major level of resistance based on horizontal timeframes. There's a breakdown area basically, a little bit of support, a little bit of a, well, I say a little bit of a breakdown, major continuation from the last time we were rejected from here. But the good news is, I suppose, for any of you that like to look at things through a bullish lens, the good news is that it is just a horizontal. There are no moving averages of significance at this level. The next major one is going to be right up here where the weekly Bollinger Band sits, which is 111. So that would be the next major target. However, we have been looking for a pullback on the euro for a little while now. The pullback levels are decided, as far as I'm concerned, on the daily, which is going to be a retest of either the 50 or the 200 exponential. 50 is sitting around just below this horizontal, about $1.06. And the 200 exponential is sitting around this trend line, to which we broke out of ages ago. So it's still a bullish chart, but a retest of this area is definitely on the cards, right? It's definitely on the cards. Now we have just, and again, there's barely anything to it. We have just sort of cancelled out this bearish divergence, but the money flow index is still relatively high, so I'm still looking for a pullback on the euro, and the pullback on the euro will be a pullback for everybody else. And the S&P, well, what can I say? Exactly as expected. I told everybody not to short this. I told everybody not to short it. I didn't say long it. I said just don't short it, okay? And there we go. Bounce back up to the top of the trend line. And we toy in very much trying to break out. Bollinger Band top got tagged. You could easily get a rejection from here, let's face it. But this is encouraging. It's very encouraging because I did say it, because I did believe it, because this is what the chart suggested, and this is what the chart did. But this is a resistance level, so let's just face facts. When at resistance level, expect rejection. So the bearish divergence on the 4-hourly will complement the fact that this could come down at this level, but it could also be a breakout. Again, we're at that point now where it is 50-50, and with it being 50-50, we should maybe just think about what 50-50 really means. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. And obviously the Dixie is still hanging around at these lower levels. Now, with this being a sort of an area of reasonable significance, Bollinger Band bottom and a horizontal of massive significance down here, 101.2, we should be thinking about bouncy time for the dollar. Rather than just waiting for the very moment that we tag it, we could get front run at any point. There's been a significant downtrend, exactly as expected, from the top, to which I told everybody that that's where it was. Got to pat myself on the back, you see. I got very low confidence and self-esteem, so if no one else is going to do it, I have to pat myself, you see. Right, so with all that said, and obviously we'll have a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance for continuation on altcoins. It could still very much be the case. We've come down to retest the 44% dominance as a support, backed up by a 7 simple moving average. So if we do get picked up from here, this is exactly where it happens. If we break down from here, we will continue with the altcoin season, do we want to call it, or just altcoin continuation. Again, complemented by this high money flow index read, marking the absolute top. So far so good, exactly as expected. Golden crosses like to be retested on any old chart, doesn't really matter what it is. They don't always happen, but they happen most of the time. So the odds are in the favor of this breaking down from here. And again, a breakdown is not a massive problem, or it's nothing really. It's just a bit more upside for altcoins. That's all it is. And by the way, we are doing a Patreon live stream tonight for anyone who wants to join. You do have to be a member of the Patreon, but it's only £7.50 a month. 2 live streams a week. You can't complain with that. Well, I suppose you probably can, but what's £7.50? And again, we're talking pounds here. They're useless at the moment, so get them while you can. So that said, let's get on to Bitcoin then, shall we? We don't need to make a massive long video today. So Bitcoin is actually holding up okay on this 4 hourly. So the 21 exponential got tagged, nice rejection, nice support on that. So far we're trying to hold on this 10 exponential. It looks very much like a consolidation at a higher level. Everything else trying to reset. The money flow index perking up again. Again, this is just a 4 hourly. As far as the chart is concerned, a very decent reaction from this this golden cross and just continuing to rally up very, very hot and heavy and high. Captain Noobmaster, loving it, and as are we. But it's not going to be a chart that you can judge individually. We do have to think about the domino effect of all the other markets we just looked at. So the euro, potential rejection, the Dixie, potential support, S&P, potential rejection. Yeah, all of these things, like I was saying yesterday, think about the dominoes that stand in front of this one particular chart and then what altcoins will do. So we still are, very, very realistically expecting a pullback of significance. Like, I really do mean that. A really decent pullback on Bitcoin, which would obviously transpire to a much deeper one for altcoins. And again, the higher we go, the higher the moving averages go, the higher the supports go. So I suppose if with your most bullish head on, you would focus on the 7 simple. I think the 10 exponential will be in about 5% from where we are right now, about 21,800 give or take. We've got this horizontal over here, 21,400. We've got the 21 exponential, which is just hovering just below this box of significance, about 20,500. All of these are realistic areas to see the pullback into. And again, this doesn't have to happen from this exact level. We could power through like we were speculating yesterday. And again, the daily, we've got a horizontal over here, 24,500. And this is all backed up mostly by a weekly, where we've got the 200 exponential at 23,000. 23,600. There's just a lot of resistance above us on a weekly, but yeah, the good thing is the weekly is still very powerful. The money flow index is moving up consistently, surfing a trend line. The MACD is yet to cross above the 0 point, so we are still looking for a much bigger breakout on this one at some point down the line, whether it's from here or a deeper retest and then a bigger breakout. There's plenty of room for us to move in this, well, you can call it parabolic to an extent, really. We're not as overheated as you might feel we are on the shorter term time frames. The weekly can obviously go further. Obviously, just like it did when the bull market began over here, went straight up to making basically a new all-time high. The all-time high on the money flow index was formed at the beginning of the bull market, really. So and that was 2019. So more than the $20,000 top of the bull market prior to the last one, and also higher than the bull market peaks of the last one. The reason for this is because order books are smaller, thinner, confidence is less and lower, and so when money finally comes in, it does overheat the chart quite quickly. We see this all the time, which is why the daily reached a significant high on pretty much everything on these last couple of weeks, because the order books prior to this were so small. This is why the green candles are so green as well. Sellers have been sold, they're washed out, gone. And the buyers come in and liquidate the shorts and basically make the cash. So that's how it more or less works. That's how green candles are formed. That is why KuCoin charts always look so incredible. And if you really want to see some shocking charts, you go to a tiny exchange like Probit. Not that I'm suggesting you do that. It's more of a educational thing, really, to understand what order books are capable of. And if some things trade at like less than $5 in a 24-hour period, then somebody basically empties their pockets into a coin. It moves up about 1,000% in a day. It's not normal, but it's to do with liquidity or lack of, and basically the order book's getting. It's like a Ponzi scheme. It's the definition of a Ponzi scheme, really. So with all that said, the weekly can still definitely go higher, but the S&P and the Euro and the Dixie have got words to say about it. The Bitcoin dominance can go lower, although we are at a resistance. So it is a bit of a 50-50 vibe today. Tuesdays can often be a bit of an opposing day to the general trend. That's just an observation, it's not a rule. And that could be something that we see today. Outside of today, though, whatever happens today, I still think that the general trend is going to continue to go up based on what the weekly says, based on the resets on the daily and the 4 hourly as well. And depending on where the Bitcoin dominance closes, I would say, whether it's above or below these moving averages, or at least that 44% dominance, I think altcoins might end up taking the lead for well, for a little bit longer. All right, so things are looking pretty good, but consolidation is definitely, or should I say, maybe consolidation stroke dump is definitely still on the card. So just be careful. You know, patience will be you'll be rewarded for your patience on the shorter term time frames. If we do get a decent pullback, like I say, anywhere from between 4 to, well, I suppose, you know, you could entertain a deeper correction on this Bitcoin chart to what, into the 19,000s. It sounds impossible, but it's really not. It would still be consistent with an uptrend on a higher term time frame, very much supported on these moving averages of significance on the weekly, and the weekly is definitely at this point now the one to focus on, as we are reaching super resistance, but we've got lots of significant support below us, you know, from about 19,500 or so. Anything below there would obviously be a bit of a problem, but you know, we've got a long way to go before we even reach those areas, and I'm pretty optimistic about the way that the higher term timeframes look. But recognize that, you know, we've done pretty well so far. You know, more than expected, you know, way more than expected. It's definitely been a great time to be trading, whether it's spot, futures, or even bots, I suppose. Bots, in my opinion, unless you're doing crypto bots, you know, Bitcoin to altcoins, or altcoin to altcoins, you know, really, when things go straight up like this, and we have all these decent setups that get fulfilled, then I suppose spot trading does. It is the preference, but bots have obviously been you know, can and have been pretty decent for those who've used them. I prefer bots at a sideways boring market, to be honest with you, and spot for a straight up sort of bullish market. But it's all good. It's all good. So let's just wait for the American markets to open, because my expectation is, because we've reached this area once again, we want to see if we can clear this on the S&P. If we can't clear it, then everything comes back down again, and that'll be backed up by the resistance on the euro. But everything is still pointing to the up. Everything still has this bullish momentum, bullish chart, and it would be a buy the dip on any one of these, including the euro, including the S&P, including Bitcoin, and probably, you know, most altcoins that, you know, have significant charts. Right, I will leave you with you there. There's not much more to say. Feel free to leave a comment if you want me to look at some charts that you think have got good setups. Let me know. Otherwise, just leave a comment saying how awesome this content is. And yeah, Telegram, Patreon, Discord, and every link for anything that would ever be of any interest to anybody sitting comfortably in the description below. Anyway, have a nice day and take it easy.